Hello everyone, and I'm back again playing more Forgotten Hope 2. Who would have thought? I did say in my previous video that I've been playing a lot of this game tonight, and this is actually some gameplay that I had recorded genuinely earlier tonight. And it's on the map Bardia, and it's one of 3 maps that happens to feature the Australian Armed Forces, or the Australian Imperial Infantry, or whatever it was called at this point. I think it was just called the Australian Army, or the Anzacs, or, you know. I should really know my history at this point, shouldn't I? But that's alright. One of 3 maps, and I wanted to play another one and record it, and hopefully record a win this time around. And this is my attempt at doing so. And I actually do remember playing this map on an older build of this game way back in I think it was about 2013, 2014. And I mean, I only remember the map layout and trying to remember going for one of the I think it was the Wadi outpost capture point on the 64 player variant. So the biggest differences between the 64 variant and the 32 player variant is that there's an extra capture point on the northern bridge. Don't know why my voice was so raspy there, but now it's cleared itself up a little bit. And that was that really. And then of course the tickets were vastly higher amounts, and as I stated in my previous video, I think the 32 variants of each map is suitable enough. They're good bite-sized examples of gameplay. I mean, I say that it's still roughly 20 to 25 minutes in some instances, but sometimes you're able to get some quick matches there, and I'm not here for the quick matches, but it's nice to be able to just kind of get those quick games in and just enjoy the game for what it is, and you know, which is ultimately a really well-crafted shooter and all that. And I've sung its praises enough times now. I've done about half a dozen videos on this game at this point, and I still feel like there's more I can do, but whatever I find myself talking about, I mean, who knows really. I found that I died really quickly, and I honestly just didn't start off on the right foot there, but that's alright. I can still enjoy the map for what it is. So yeah, no, going back to, I still remember playing this map, and there's a couple of other maps as well that were available as well. And I think, now that I think about it, there was also 2 maps that you could play as the New Zealand Armed Forces as well. Excuse me. And they're both good maps as well. There's Mount Olympus, which was the other map that I had played earlier tonight. Because again, there's not many games that have the Australians or the New Zealand Armed Forces in the Second World War. And, well, I mean, more Australians, yes, than the New Zealanders and the Kiwis. Brothers across the trench. But yeah, it was interesting that they're covered there, and it's just sick that there's a game that has them there, especially one that's free. You know, I mean, this game is free to download, and it does, you know, use some Battlefield 2 assets. I think it only uses the Battlefield 2 demo though, because when I had my Battlefield 2 hub install, it kind of auto redirected to this, and whenever I tried doing, maybe that's probably why this game crashes randomly when I play 64 players, but when I tried installing the game Battlefield 2 proper onto my C drive, which there's a 128 gig SSD that's barely got any space half the time because everything saves to it, it just went to this install. So maybe, you know, to fix my Battlefield 2 install woes, maybe I have to simply just uninstall everything and then install Battlefield 2 first and then install Forgotten Hope 2. And then install Project Reality, which I should probably do a video on at some point. I have been meaning to do videos on that game at some point, but I've just simply forgotten to. And that being said though, like, my YouTube channel started all of those, and there has been a lot of changes since then, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in, well, I say bite size. These videos are still more than 10 minutes each, but, you know, getting gameplay that's concise and around about 10 minutes is difficult in that game in general, just owing to its significantly slower pace. I mean, this game is a tactical shooter through and through, really, in the scheme of things, but, you know, it's still got a bit of pace to it. There's a lot of infantry-focused maps that you can have a good time on and get used to the gameplay mechanics and get used to the vehicles and all of that. It's tactical shooter, but it's not, you know, a hardcore tactical shooter. And that's why I almost like this more than Project Reality. I mean, I have a huge soft spot for that because I was involved in that community for a little bit. I was very shy though, and I think I might have mentioned that in another video, how I was a bit like too scared to, like, I joined servers and then would just ask, like, hey, does anyone want me to do something? Do you need me in any specific thing? And no one would say anything, and I was just kind of like, okay, I don't want to piss anyone off, and I just left and played co-op because that's just what I just decided to do. That being said though, I do remember one time I played the version 1.0 beta, and I actually got involved in that version of the game and actually had a lot of fun playing that. And yeah, I'm getting my ass kicked a little bit there, but turns out the bots with bolt action rifles will really kick your ass. And again, bolt action rifles and even light machine guns actually from really long ranges will just absolutely laser you and take you out in one shot, which again, as I said in my previous video, must be like a refractor quirk But it's still a lot of fun. I mean, these sniper rifles are so much fun to use, and I'd actually love to know if there actually are any maps with the actual like sniper classes with like the magnified scopes, because again, there is no, like, none of these maps actually have, well, none of the maps I've played so far have those like specialized kits in them. They only have some pickups in like D-Day maps and stuff like that. And I do remember one D-Day sort of era map that had a custom like K98 with the ZF scope. I can't remember what it was. Like, it's frustrating me that I don't remember, because like I do remember like playing that and picking up that class and like dicking around with it and having fun with the sniping class, because I mean, bolt action snipers and the bolt action guns in this game are still some of the most fun I've ever had in a shooter, just because they're just so satisfying to use. And when you aim it, when you line it up and aim it like perfectly, even from like really long distances like I'm trying to do here, there's not many other shooters that just kind of do it like as well. It's just it's genuinely impressive given the age of the game and the underlying tech. But yeah, if there are any kits, like any maps with like sniper kits and stuff like that that you can pick up, I'd love to know, because again, it'd just be fun to just try that out and maybe try survive for as long as I can with just a sniper's kit. Actually, try snipe some people from afar. But alas, the iron sights will have to do for now. Like, I wish you could throw the grenades a bit further on an unrelated note, you know, totally unrelated note. But I kind of get why. They're pretty heavy in real life, I'd presume. And yeah, you know, if you could throw them really far like you could in, say, Battlefield 1, you know, the grenade spam in that game, I guess, you know, it'd make them relatively unbalanced. But alas, I'm really running out of things to say, really. I tend to find that lately I tend to burn myself out a little too quickly when I'm doing 2 videos in rapid succession, especially if they're on the same game, unless I've got a lot of things to talk about, which, I mean, the last video I did, this video not so much, but hey, that's just how these things go. I will say, though, that I love again, the effort and the detail put in this map. Do I have to say that again? I mean, I still have to say it, because again, there's so much custom work that's been put into this, and to design these maps to make these so playable and so fun in a online setting and in a single player setting is, again, a testament to good level design and so on and so forth. So once again, shout out to the Forgotten Hope 2 dev teams, because they're still kicking ass. I actually had an update for the game. That might have been why my game crashed when I was playing on one of the maps earlier tonight, because like it just randomly crashed without a single error or anything to indicate that it had crashed. It just kind of just like as if I just pressed Alt F4 on my keyboard, and I just loaded the game back up again and got told there was an update. It wasn't a huge update, it was only about 800 megabytes, but I'm not sure what changes were kind of afoot. I didn't see a changelog or anything like that, so I hope my computer doesn't have malware on it, but hey, I doubt it, but hey, if it does, well, that's just an excuse to just completely reset my Windows install, because I'm still on Windows 10 on this computer after all, and I am very begrudgingly going to be moving on to Windows 11. I thought about moving to Linux, and there was an alternative history, sort of alternative timeline, where I was going to just straight up just sell my gaming PC and just buy a Mac. I'm thinking about that. It's pretty funny in hindsight, actually, considering I've been restarting my YouTube channel. I don't think that would have really been possible if I hadn't bought a Mac, but alas, you know, still on the Windows train, and I do have that. I mean, I guess what sort of sealed that, me not getting a Mac, was getting this Windows laptop. I mean, it would have been really funny in hindsight if I, you know, bought a Mac, you know, sold my gaming PC, bought a Mac, and then my now old job, you know, gifting me a Windows computer. Like, that would have just been a bit awkward. It's like, you know, can't really leave it. But alas, I mean, I'm actually gonna, now I think about it, I should probably download Forgotten Hope 2 on my laptop and see how that runs. I mean, I'm sure it'd run pretty well, but given the game's standalone, I should actually give it a go, actually. I feel like that'd actually be quite fun. Would I record it? No, there's nothing really interesting to record about it, but I'd just like to see how it runs on an integrated GPU. That being said, it's an integrated Intel Arc 140V, and I'd love to see, I mean, it's a DirectX 9 game. I mean, vanilla Battlefield 2 runs just fine on it, but I'd like to see if running it at similar settings causes the occasional frame rate blips that I get in this game. Because of course, as I've stated a few times now, this game can be very CPU heavy, and my laptop CPU in single core performance seemingly matches my desktop CPU to some degree, which I think is ridiculous. I mean, the desktop CPU I've got is a 12400, Intel Core i5 12400F 12th gen, and the laptop CPU is the Intel Core Ultra 7 258V. So it'd be really interesting to see how that compares and benchmarks to this game. I mean, this game does look gorgeous when you know, you've got anti-aliasing maxed out and, you know, everything's running on high. Again, for a Refractor 2 engine, looks absolutely incredible. But again, there's also consequences with that, and 8 times anti-aliasing would probably be really heavy on an integrated GPU, but I mean, there's only one way to find out, really. I will say it was nice to be able to record footage of the playing as the Australians and actually winning, because the defending bots tend to kick your ass in this game. And I like the challenge. Like, I haven't turned them down. I think I've still got them around about 50 or 60%. And again, still got to have your wits on you. You still got to be very reactive. And it's just a genuinely fun challenge. Just, you know, working around them. I think I should probably turn up the bots actually, but again, I feel like with the way they're going to be able to peek through foliage and stuff like that, it might be better just to keep them the way they are and just kind of work around my allied bots limitations. I know there's a lot of limitations with the bot mapping in Battlefield 2 and all that, but there are other like ways to work around that. I know there's the modding scene dedicated to fixing some of those. I know there's a mod that's designed to fix some of the issues with bots and stuff like that, but I believe that only largely affects the vanilla game and probably wouldn't bring any meaningful changes to any of these sort of standalone expansion mods or standalone total conversion mods, like, again, Forgotten Hope 2 and Project Reality. But it'd be interesting to see how it all works. I mean, I do want to focus on another mod showcase for Battlefield 2 at some point, probably on the Omnicide mod. It was actually really funny going back through my old videos and finding that I had already played it and had incorporated some random instrumental noise track that I did way back in the day because I didn't want to do commentary. It was an 8-minute long video and I didn't want to keep people bored. So I just went, I'll just throw one of my tracks in there. And just next time around, 12 years later, I will end up recording it with my voice. Who would have thought? But yeah, so that's the plan for the next video, or, you know, there'll be a video in the future. I did say that with Arctic Warfare, and that did take me a little while to do for a variety of reasons, as has been previously discussed. But yeah, Omnicide, is that how you say it? Will be the next Battlefield 2 mod that I'll focus on. And then from there, if anyone who's watching does have any sort of mods that they want me to pay attention to, let me know, because I will happily do a video on them. It probably won't be a good video, and if it's a big mod, it will probably be a bit of an unfocused mess where I try to focus on too many things at once and end up focusing on nothing as a result. But I'll try to find something out of it, and, you know, if anything, it's just an excuse to try out a new mod. As you can see here, this match is basically about to end, but Australia did win the battle 90-0, and I'm about to wrap things up there, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.